Rolling. Okay, so here's a pretty good topic going into the winter months, talking about S.A.D today, seasonal affective disorder. It kind of gets a bad rap because it's got a terrible acronym, really dorky acronym. And people just don't buy into the fact that people's moods can change going into the season, but there's a really good reason behind of it. So S.A.D, or seasonal affective disorder, the big thing that's going on here is we have changes in mood going into the winter months, starting in the fall, especially with the time changes. By the time I get home, it's almost dark. It is absolutely depressing. I absolutely hate it. People will be depressed with cloudy weather. So even like yesterday here in the Kansas City area, it was dark, cloudy, windy. People overall were grumpy. Life wasn't good yesterday. You'll have less enjoyment with loved ones, friends, family, socializing. You won't get any enjoyment out of it. You might have less enjoyment with activities that bring you a lot of enjoyment. Even something as simple and lackadaisical as watching TV, you might just not get anything out of it anymore. You can have feelings of inner anger and rage even. And another big one that people kind of lose track of because life is busy is you just can't get into a good, deep, restful sleep. And I'll talk more about that in a second. So the big thing is why? Why does a change in weather, whether it's cloudy or going into the winter months and there's not as much sun out and we don't have as exposure to sun because it's cold and we don't want to be outside, why? Well, the big thing is sunlight converts the cholesterol that rolls around our bloodstream and our tissues into vitamin D. It undergoes a few other reactions that we won't geek out about, but cholesterol turns into vitamin D, and it does that with the sun. So we want to have that. Vitamin D, the big takeaway, is needed to make serotonin, and serotonin is our mood neurotransmitter. When people say I'm on an antidepressant, or they might get prescribed an antidepressant, or they might say I'm on an SSRI, it is acting on serotonin. There's other drugs that will act on serotonin, but it's acting on serotonin. Those drugs are keeping serotonin in your system longer so that you feel better. And the reason that we end up having sleep issues is because to sleep, we need melatonin, and before melatonin, we need serotonin. So get outside, get some vitamin D, get that cholesterol converted to vitamin D, and get the serotonin made, because vitamin D is needed to make serotonin, which our hopes will be to turn that into melatonin so everyone sleeps. And then also some newer information that's out. This acts more on the pineal gland. Direct sunlight, direct light exposure, that having sun on us will directly increase serotonin. So we don't need all the vitamin D stuff. It will just make more serotonin for us. The other thing that we need to help good serotonin production, because fun fact, upwards of 90% of our serotonin is made in our gut. We need a healthy gut, so probiotics. So we're going into the winter months. What can we do about it? A couple easy things. Might cost a little bit of money. One is exercise. Get a gym membership. Recreational centers are cheap. Other gyms may not be as cheap, but signing up for family memberships saves money as well. Going to the YMCA, very affordable as well. Something that would cost extra is going to tanning beds. Sounds kind of odd, but it's kind of nice. You can go and you can tan. Now, the thing that you want to keep an eye out for and do your research on is you want to go into the bed that mimics the sun. You don't need to get into the hyper-baked beds. You need to get into the ones that mimic sunlight. They'll basically have them lined up from mild to wild. Stay away from there. Stick to the beds that mimic the sun. When you're tanning, it'll take 5-10 minutes. It's 5 or 10 minutes, no screen time, nothing else but a little music and hanging out. It's actually pretty enjoyable. Or also get yourself a Happy Light. That's actually a brand, but you can get any light. It looks like an incandescent light bulb, but it has certain properties to it that it will not tan you, but it has the same wavelength as sunlight, so that you can actually get some physiological effects out of it. Something that costs a lot of money is go on vacation. Not a bad idea to do one or maybe two of these throughout the winter months, even a weekend getaway. Head on down to the Southwest or Florida and just soak it up. The other thing that you can do naturally to increase serotonin to help you get over this without using any medication, if you're not interested in medication, is utilizing these nutrients down here. I use all of these nutrients into one combined product, but what you want to do is use the classic 5-HTP, which will help increase serotonin in of itself. But if you mix 5-HTP with peroxybyl 5-phosphate, B12, folate, magnesium, niacin, which is B3, some probiotics, vitamin D, and then what's not on here is St. John's wort. Mixing all of that will help your body naturally make more serotonin. So then when you are out in sunlight or when you are supplementing your vitamin D along with it, it will make more serotonin for you so that you will have less ebbs and flows of your mood. And I think that's everything. That's kind of SAD 101 and what to do about it. Any questions on a product that can help you, just let us know. Call, email, and we will guide you in any direction that we can help you with. Otherwise, utilizing 5-HTP and St. John's wort alone might help.